Okay, please could I ask everybody to take their seats? Thank you. So I asked marketing for a smoke machine, some lasers, and 2 white tigers to start this off. What do you think they said? It doesn't matter though, because today's performance is going to be greater than a U2 concert in the Sphere. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Alex Cheeseman. I'm the head of enterprise for Outbrain. I'm here to guide you today on this attention extravaganza. We built this program to help answer the questions that we get around what is attention? What does it truly mean? How can it add value to my business? And we've pulled together 14 of the finest minds to answer those questions for you in the next 2 hours. And to kick things off, we're going to start with a real macro view, a look at media effectiveness, how Dr. Graziella Castro at HSBC thinks about media effectiveness, and how attention is a strategic pillar. And to have that discussion with her, we've got our very own Chief Revenue Officer, Alex Erlmeier. So please put your hands together for Dr. Graziella and Alex Erlmeier.
Hi everyone. I'm very glad to be here. For the ones who don't know me, my name is Alexander Erlmeier. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer of Outbrain. 1, 2, 1, 2. You can hear me? Yeah? Good. Yes. So I'm very glad to be here for our inaugurational event, The Art and Science of Attention, Captivate. And today we are talking about attention. We're talking about shifts. We're talking about what's happening in the marketing industry. And there are a lot of opportunities that have arisen in the last years. We have now our average attention time, not attention, we have an average screen time of 10 hours for Americans right now. 10 hours a day, average on screen. But that seems like a infinite opportunity. But on the other hand, since 2004, the average attention on the screen, the average attention time declined by 69%. So it's not about anymore time and money. What's really valuable these days is attention. And if I would ask my wife, actually she tells me that all the time, I don't care how much money you earn. I don't care how long hours you work. What I care about is when you're with me, that I have your full attention. And I can tell you, I'm failing miserably. Many times, too often, definitely. So yes, this is what it is about. So it's more about, do we get with our ads to real people and do we get their attention? This is way more valuable in these times than just the technical measurement of viewability, right? 10 hours viewability, kind of, yeah. But how much of attention? And yeah, we brought, as said today, 14 very, very strong minds together talking about attention. And I think, and I'm very excited to learn today about attention, because also we at Outbrain, we fundamentally believe that this is a major shift. We see there is a correlation of attention, increased attention, and increased business outcomes. And that's what we are all getting paid for, right? So that's why we're talking today about attention. And that is why Outbrain moved now into attention, because we believe in this shift. We believe in moving from sheer viewability to attention. 15 years ago, I'm with Outbrain now over 10 years. 15 years ago, we started as a recommendation engine. We started to predict what people could be interested in. Then from there, we went in advertising and became a very valuable channel for content marketers and predicted engagement for consideration. And over time, we became probably one of the best prediction engines in the world in the open web, and a very valuable and powerful performance channel for many advertisers that were looking for a return on ad spend. And now this year, in June, we launched Onyx by Outbrain. Onyx by Outbrain is, for me, the logical consequence, because we know how to predict. We know how to predict attention. And now suddenly it makes sense. And now, Outbrain, this is the next evolution for us. We're becoming a full cross-funnel partner for our advertisers. And another thing, and I think I'm also speaking here now for David, our co-CEO, as one part of our mission is that we care about a sustainable media ecosystem. What we see, obviously, is more and more budgets shifting in social channels, search, etc., etc. But I think we all have a responsibility to also sustain and support quality and trustful journalism in these days more than ever. So my ask, my wish, please, when you look into your 2024 planning, please consider also publishers, trustworthy news publishers, because this is where we get the news, or we should get the news from. And yeah, that's also what Outbrain stands. And there's something in for you. We see it in our outcomes. You get a very engaged audience, not a very fluent one, so it's very engaged. And with that, what you also will get is higher attention. And yeah, but now let's talk a more scientific way about attention. And that's why I invited Dr. Graziella Castro on stage. Graziella is leading at HBC the global marketing effectiveness. And you are working with data all your career in a science environment. You moved on to the business, to the agency. You dealt with a lot of brands, and now you're sitting in HSBC within the brand. So that's why I think it's very interesting to hear what do you think about media and marketing effectiveness. Thanks for joining us, Graziella.
Thank you for inviting me.
So let's start with overall effectiveness. So as we just have heard, the media landscape and media consumption has changed so much over time. I think that's obviously also a big challenge for you as a brand. And with your experience from many brands now within the brand, with this unique view, how do you see media marketing effectiveness? What does it mean for you, and how have you built that into HSBC?
When I joined HSBC, the first things that I did is look what was media effectiveness already for HSBC. And me and my team, we go through an assessment of all of the markets and what was the approach. There is not a perfect solution, but it is a perfect framework. And the perfect framework is make sure that you have your foundation of effectiveness. You have your KPIs, the one that really matters for the business, sorted out and agreed. That doesn't mean that for all the companies are the same. What is for your business will work. You have a measurement that is in place. And with the media landscape changing so fast, that is the most complicated things. What is the right mix of a measurement that we need to make sure that our effectiveness is estimated? Because otherwise, if we don't optimize what we have and we don't push the boundaries of new modeling, new ways of measure campaigns, we will reduce effectiveness into a pure and a very simple exercise of just keep track of our performance and then reporting back. But as the old quotes in marketing says, half of the money that we spend is wasted. I don't know which is the half, which one is the half that I'm wasting. So measurement is helping you to do that. As we speak, I don't think there is a company in the world that is able to actually measure the 100% of all the activities that they do in the most accurate way, because the media landscape is changing. So we need to keep that test and learning framework always there, always changing and making it better, and trying to really learning through the technology anticipate the new trend and being ahead of the curve.
And do you see now, as it's evolving so fast, right, and more media channels, do you see already shifts in the last time you joined, since I think you're now 1.5 years with HSBC?
Yeah.
Yes?
In terms of a media effectiveness of this approach, yes. I will say I was very surprised by myself. There was a lot of a shift, a lot more measurement in place. This is not to say that we were not doing it, simply that there is a new ways of doing it. And also technology has changed. If we think about AI, ML technology and modeling a year ago, now we are way more sophisticated in what we do in marketing by using those models. So HSBC has pretty much the same approach. We tend to use the new technology and tested learning what was it new. Expertise and knowledge on what it is marketing effectiveness is increasing, and this is not only at HSBC. I think this is increasing across the industry. We see there is way more job market right now around the marketing effectiveness role, which goes beyond just the strategy expertise. It's really about how do you identify the right budget, how do you identify the right ways of measuring campaign alongside with your strategy expertise, because otherwise you just have one side of the coin. If you don't know what marketing strategy is or what is budgeting or measurement, you cannot really achieve marketing effectiveness.
Yes, and I couldn't agree more, but now when we go from measuring overall effectiveness more into attention, the event today, Captivate, is about attention. And how much does attention play a role in your measurement? How do you have seen specific the KPI attention evolving over the last, let's say, 12 months? Is there movement?
Well, there is a movement. We are, I think, as the entire industry, we are just tested learning. We are trying to understand how we can leverage attention in our media planning to be more effective with our investment. The approach that we are having, it's more into see attention as an input for your media planning than not as the output of your media planning. And this allows us to look at this as the quality of the attention that we are looking at, whether it's the duration or whether it's the type of attention. And to give you an example, if we look at our marketing brand building activities, the type of attention that we want to reach in our media planning is about longer duration, more active attention. And this is because we need to have that big impact and we're gonna make sure that our media planning, our mix of our media planning is set up against this idea of longer duration and active attention. Versus when we look at the short-term activities that we do, and maybe we are targeting a more engaged audience, it's more about the product than not the brand itself, then the media planning can be more driven by reaching a lower threshold of duration and passive and active attention.
Okay. Now, we talked about the last months, we talked about how it evolved. Now, you're the expert, and we are here trying to build an event that is thought-provoking. How do you see it evolving in the next 12 to 24 months? Or what do you see, what would you advise this audience to look after?
It's a very interesting question. So I don't think we're gonna move a lot the needle in just 12 months. And we have seen when I left the academia and I joined the industry, one of the first topics that I was very interested in was attention. And a lot of people told to me back in the days, attention is academia. It's not marketing word, it won't be able to be deployed in marketing. And if now I think back that was the right thing, the right answer to me is the academia. But this doesn't necessarily mean that after all this time, now we are here having a conference talking about attention and the fact that we are able to measure a little bit of attention. So in the next 12 months, I think what we are still missing is once we reach that attention, how do we sustain the attention? What is happening after that we reach that attention that we wanted and we plan our media activities against attention? And still today, we are too much relying into a measurement that is based on survey. And survey means that we are simply asking people what they have done after. So we are relying on what people are claiming as an action. And let me quote Pareto. He was used to say, what people say is not necessarily correspond to what people do. So we need to make sure that in the next 12 months, 24 months, our measurement that is based on survey become less dependent by survey and get a little bit more accurate in what actually is happening after we reach the right level of attention in our marketing activities.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's try to find out what people actually doing. That's what it's about. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Graziella Castro and Alex. We now have got an agency panel, and the reason we brought this agency panel together was to ask all of the questions that are on your mind. These people live and breathe attention. They're absolute experts in their market, and they're here to set provocations, to challenge the attention measurement platforms that are here, to challenge the people that look at creativity and give you an attention score. So without further ado, please let's welcome up James, Andrew, Stephanie, Vicky, and the team. Thank you very much.